Hey peeps, I'm Elisha and welcome back to UnCovered, a series where I talk about my tips and tricks for singing popular songs. Today we're going to do All I Ask by Adele, which you can watch by clicking up here or down below. Now, the first thing in the voice part I want to talk about is where it goes really low. They've all been said before, you know. I'm singing way down here. For some people that's too low, and that's okay. If you can't sing the note, don't try to. You're going to hurt your voice. So instead of going way down there, you can substitute the note. You've all been said before, you know. I'm just singing a B. That one's easy. We talk on that note all the time. So, said before, you know, whatever the words are. And then in the next line, so why don't we just play pretend. That little grace note that we do, it's a stylistic thing, and that's a cool thing about Adele is most of what we're going to talk about is stylistic, but she does a little flip on the diphthong. A diphthong is when you combine two vowels on the same syllable. And when she does the second vowel, play, she goes up. In music theory, we call that a neighboring tone, play, pretend. And she holds on to the E part of that. If we were singing classically, it'd be play, pretend. You hang on to the first vowel most of the time. Now, getting into the chorus here, the reason this song is so awesome is because musically and textually, they line up. They agree and they do the same thing. The shape of the line, the shape of the phrase, it all sends the same message. As a singer, this makes our job a lot easier as long as we realize what's going on and we make it more intentional. Really milk these words. This is my last night with, and then flip it, make it soft. You hold me like I'm more than milk, just a friend. Isn't that so pretty? And this is where we take it back down. Do what lovers do. These words matter. Like, what are you saying? Commit to it. It matters how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again? Isn't that so beautiful? Now, the second verse uses a lot of the same tricks that we talked about in the first verse, but I do want to talk about the word do. She does a register flip there. No one knows me like you do. That do. She switches from chest voice to head voice. Some people say it sounds like yodel, whatever you want to call it. It's very characteristic of Adele. This happens in the female voice at the crossroads between your chest voice and your head voice. Now, if you are trying to be a professional singer, this register flip is something you want to eliminate. You want to make your two voices, chest voice and head voice, sound like one column of sound so that when people listen to you sing, they can't tell if you're in your chest voice or your head voice or where you flip, where you switch. So if you're trying to do it in this song, proceed with caution. But if you want to figure out what it feels like and how to replicate it, start about right here. You're going to play those two notes, sing those two notes. And on the second note, I want you to back off and let your voice flip into a head resonation. Do. You hear how it switched? If it doesn't work for you there, then take it up. Do. Find where you have it. Keep going up as much as you need to until you can find where your break is. And then what you want to work on is taking that sensation. Let's say you have to do it here. I can't do it up here. Do. And you want to bring it down. Do, do, until you feel it as low as you can. So you can go as low as you want with this. Do, do. It's very slight there, but I can feel it in my little vocal cords. Again, I want to stress that this is not good for your voice. It doesn't make it stronger. And if you're trying to eliminate that break in your voice and you don't want to practice this over and over, because it'll push you backwards instead of propel you forward towards your goal. So sing at your own risk. Then she goes into the bridge, and tell me I'm not alone in this. I swear, when the song came out, I thought she was singing completely different words here in the bridge. But then anyway, we have this epic key change, and then you are in a new key. You're in F. Now, I want to mention here something in the piano part that can strengthen your performance. So you have this F chord, and you go to the D7 or D if you don't want to be complicated. Instead of just traveling from the F to the D, like we normally do with chords, you try to do a quick chord change. What you want to do is play every note in between. So F, E, D sharp, D. This is my last night with... So you're just going down chromatically. The reason this sounds so good is because you're creating contrary motion with the bass line and the melody of what you're singing. Your bass is going down as the melody, this is my last, is going up. That's why that sounds so cool. And then last but not least, on this very last, 'cause what if I never love? On the word love, by the way, I'm just playing C, F, G all the way up, but without missing notes. Now, vocally, if you want that to be more impactful, you don't want to sit on the note. You don't want to say, 'cause what if I never love again? It's boring and it doesn't lead you anywhere. So that is the key. You want it to go somewhere as you sing. I always have my students point. So you want to go, 'cause what if I never love again? You can add vibrato to the end of it. 'Cause what if I never love again? Kind of like that. So another thing with that is I am singing it in my head voice so that it sounds floaty and unrestrained. And I don't want to drive it. Like, I don't want the energy to be direct. 'Cause what if I never love again? That's not the effect I want for this song in particular. So instead, I'm going to let it float to the end. 'Cause what if I never love again? I hope that makes sense. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope that it's been helpful and that you've learned something. If you have any more questions about this song, you can leave them below and I'd be happy to answer. If you're working on a specific song and you want to see me break it down, or if you want to work with me one-on-one, I'd be happy to do that. Just send me a DM in any of my socials linked below, or send me an email. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.